The Magic Wand tool has been a staple for making precise selections in Photoshop since version 1.0. Let's see why. The Magic Wand is located underneath the Quick Selection tool. Quick Selection was added a few versions ago. Magic Wand makes color-based selections using a tolerance. And you'll see the default value in the options bar across the top of the screen. Tolerance goes from 0 to 255 based on RGB color levels. 255 would be select everything, 0 would be select nothing. So really you would have at least a 1 to select one tone or one range of color. At 32, one quick click selects 32 color levels that are close to one another in this sky. To select more, I will go to my Select menu and choose Grow. And notice it grabbed the rest of the sky except for non-adjacent or non-touching pixels. So I'll undo that. If I were to lower the tolerance to something like 5 and choose Select Grow, it doesn't grab nearly as much. So tolerance is tied directly to that grow function. Also, I may want to grab the other parts of blue in between that are not touching. So I can choose Select Similar. I still had the number 5 in there, so it didn't grab as much. So I'll undo again, and this time increase the tolerance to 20. And choose Select Similar. Now I got most of what I want, and a quick way to just grab this corner is to change the mode from creating a new selection to Add to Selection. When I click Add to Selection on the options bar, I can just click once in this corner and it grows. You can use, instead of changing from New Selection to Add to Selection, I could undo that and just use my Shift key. The power users love the Shift key to add to a selection, or Alt or Option to take away. Holding down Alt or Option and clicking subtracted, holding down Shift and clicking adds. And it always gives you a slightly different selection depending on where you click, a darker blue or a lighter blue. But for those of you who are brand new, switching to Add to Selection may be the easiest way instead of having to memorize keyboard shortcuts. Now let's do something with the selection that we have. I want the structure selected, so I will choose Select Inverse to grab the opposite. Then I'll copy, Edit Copy, and I'll click on this building image behind and choose Edit Paste. Once I've pasted, I can grab my Move tool because Photoshop automatically created a new layer for me. And just to be a good Photoshop user, I'm going to name this layer Structure. I double-clicked to give it a name. And then I'll simply drag and drop down so it looks like we have two buildings in this shot. Now the perfectionist in me wants to color correct this to look closer to that one, but our goal with this video is just to show you the Magic Wand tool. In fact, I'll hide this structure layer and I'll click on the background layer so I can show you another setting on the Magic Wand tool. With the Magic Wand, if you know instantly that you want to grab non-adjacent or non-touching colors, you can uncheck Contiguous. If I click on the sky, it grabs 20 color levels within one another. If I deselect, select, deselect, or you can use Command D on the Mac, Control D on Windows, and uncheck Contiguous, now when I click once, it may grab, depending on your tolerance, blues peeking through the tower. It's difficult to see, but it did grab more than last time. If I zoom in with Control plus or Command plus a few times and look at the very tip top of this, there was actually a railing and a ladder where it grabbed the blues that were the same as the spot I clicked on in between the ladder and the railing. In fact, I'm going to do a much higher tolerance, and I don't really want any more inside the tower, so I will check contiguous back on, and I will up the tolerance to 50, and I'm still on add to selection, which is a good safe mode to stay on if you're going to be selecting a lot of area. I'll click once, and now I've got it virtually perfect. Just the corner, click once, and now the sky is all selected. A good reason to select the sky is maybe you have an image with a flat sky, but the foreground looks great. You could find shots of skies that are compelling and nice and blue and copy and paste them into that photo where your sky was a bit flat. So that's a popular use for the Magic Wand tool, to grab a sky or a background that you want to pop into another photo. All right, you've seen how to use the Magic Wand to select images based on their color values. You've seen how to use Grow and Similar and how they're tied to the tolerance setting in the options bar when you're on the Magic Wand tool. The key to mastering this tool is practice, 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 and use a wide variety of images. And since we're discussing wands, I can't help but quote Harry Potter. Let's make those backgrounds disappear or copy them using Evanesco.